Put it up again. Let's also input the new data.
Don't you think it is a little early?
Nah, we collected enough pieces of information. You proceeded with part 2 of the experiment, so now they can have a functioning brain, right?
Okay, let us see what is going to happen. Booting up template 2 CBF activated.
Good luck, people. This is a new world, ready to be explored, empty of men and full of adventures to be taken. Form a nation, live peacefully on beautiful island, or wage a war on the plains and mountains. Search for long-lost treasure deep underground. Find marvel after marvel in this clean, magnificent land. Welcome to Cap. Kingdoms. First people were rather simple. Their first days on this world were spent by exploring, mining, gathering resources and searching for a place to stay at. Soon, they would create a group of nomads and together they would search for their forever place. Soon enough, first villages have been built and their story starts there. Demger or Dimger was the first village to be created. Led by Dzonicap, their village had started to prosper, keeping away from everyone. They were safe, which was the most important part. On the other side, Batavia and Clovania faced their own challenges. Clovania soon started to get proper infrastructure, maybe even faster than others. Overall, all of villages have kept away from each other to avoid conflict and to have time to grow and gather, you know. Clovania and Dimger were the first nations to have some kind of conflict, even after trying to avoid it. Both countries struck sanctions onto each other after a disagreement and insults from each other's diplomats. War was near, but they said sorry to each other and just moved on. Blackfleet was the first nation to create some sort of an alliance. RSA, created for world peace and safety, right? Right? Well, yeah. In the first few days, Blackfleet annexed Augustin, peacefully, and made sure to let everyone know that they are a trading nation and are soon starting to sell their products. Soon enough, they made a deal with Clovania.
Okay. This treaty will put Clovania and Blackfleet into a non-aggression with each other and make the trade of weapons only possible with the Blackfleet. Is that what you wrote?
Yeah, that's what I wrote.
Alright, Sleeper, Rom, do you guys agree?
I agree.
Yeah.
Alright.
It
Perfect.
it feels like Bong Dinny just got some information that he shouldn't have, though.
That is true.
He's not everything.
He did just
Yeah, but
he did just read that.
the book.
I think we need to, cover up the evidence.
Peaceful, right? So what this agreement would give to both nations is in exchange for non-aggression pact, Clovania would be allowed to only trade with Blackfleet. Little they would know that would be their downfall. Everything was going well, nations were in peace, happy, thriving and prospering. Nothing could go wrong now, right? Wrong. Soon Clovania faced their first challenge, you could say, a revolution. Villager of Clovania, Crowbird, wasn't happy with their government, so Clovania simply exiled him. Crowbird was preparing people for their revolution, but just at the last moment, everyone left him. Now you remember how Blackfleet created RSA for world peace, right? Huh. Crowbird seeks shelter in Blackfleet. While at it, he asked for help in his revolution, and Blackfleet, well, helped him. Blackfleet went in Clovania with their forces, breaking the non-aggression pact and started to butcher everyone. Soon after, Clovania joined the RSA to keep peace once again. Now, you could say that peace has finally come, right? Well, due to recent conflicts, smaller nations like Batavi, Egria, Arvenskan and Ates created the UN. UN is a group that wants as well to keep peace in the world. With RSA and the UN, it seemed like peace has finally come to this world. Well, you're wrong, once again. Bongdini made it to Blackfleet claims, killing few members of Blackfleet, resulting as a direct act of war by Bongdini. Well, you know what goes next. was announced. Both nations have been waiting for this moment. Now only that's left is to wait for someone to attack. They were waiting for each other to attack first, but no one was making the first move until Bogdini headed in the direction of Blackfleet. Now keep in mind, Blackfleet was higher in numbers, a lot higher, but Bogdini morale was also high. First Bogdini attack was by sneaking into Blackfleet territory and blowing up their infrastructure with TNT. Some damage was done, but they were playing smart at first. Soon after, the rest of Bogdini attacked Blackfleet army and the battle started, the battle of burning plains. The swords were clashing, the battle screams could be heard, the shields were pierced with bows, and yet the fight continued. Some say it lasted days, weeks, even months. But in reality, it was few hours before the battle ended. Best swords of Bogdini have died, and no one was left to protect their claims. The wars was over. Even though they were a lot smaller in size, Bogdini showed to the rest of the world they have been a strong nation. And peace, yet again, came to the world of Cap.